Hello, my friends. Welcome to part 2 of the Sunlight Zone. Today we're going to start with clownfish. If you've seen Finding Nemo, then you know what a clownfish looks like. If you've seen Finding Dory, you know what a clownfish looks like. They're the little happy orange and white guys. They're small. They're about 2 to 5 inches long when full grown. And they're pretty recognizable because of their bright colors. They have orange, red, yellow, black, or blue bodies with white stripes. I've never seen a blue one. Clownfish are also called anemone fish because they live in sea anemones, which are poisonous, but the clownfish builds up immunity to it, and so it's able to live in there safely. They usually live near the coral reefs because that's where the food is. While they live with the sea anemone, it's something called symbiosis, which means two species living together to help each other. So the anemone, like I said, protects the clownfish with its poisonous tentacles. But the clownfish lure other fish into it to eat, and then the anemone gets to eat as well. They also clean them, eating their dead tentacles and leftover food. Clownfish are immune to the sea anemone's poison because they have a layer of mucus or slime that covers their body. Dead anemone tentacles and leftover pieces of anemone food. The clownfish also eats plankton and algae. All clownfish are born male. They change to be female, but only to be the leading female of the group. When they change to be female, they cannot change back to male. So that's kind of cool. Here's a video of some clownfish swimming. Isn't it cute? Down there. There's Nemo. Or is that Marlin? It's there's my screen's buffering. So you see the little clownfish, the orange meats, very recognizable, especially since the movie Finding Nemo. Let's see if we can see an enemy. There's coral. Oh, this video. All right. Apparently now we're watching an ad, so we're just going to close that. All right, next up is sea turtles. So sea turtles can live a very, very long time. They can live up to 80 years old, if not longer. It takes them a long time to grow, and they have a nice hard shell made of bones and plates. The upper shell we see on a turtle is known as a carapace. They have webbed feet to help them swim. Their colors are yellow, green, brown, and black. And unlike other turtles, sea turtles cannot bring their heads back into their shells. So there's 7 species of sea turtles, and they range in size. One of the smallest turtles is the bog turtle, which grows to be about 4 inches long. The largest turtle is the leatherback sea turtle, which can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. The leatherback is unique because it's black and blue carapace feels rubbery, unlike other turtles' hard shells. When Anna went on her Make-A-Wish trip, we got to go down to Florida to the Gumbo Limbo Sanctuary, where they take care of sea turtles that have washed back or have been caught and are injured. We got to see some leatherback turtles that had been injured by boats. One had been caught in a net. Some of them were sick, and they were huge. Anna got to hold a shell of one of the turtles, and it was bigger than she was. It was probably, I'd say, a good 4 feet tall. It was a big shell. We also got to see baby sea turtles. They call them washbacks. What happens is when they hatch and they go out into the ocean, sometimes they're not strong enough to swim all the way out, and they get washed back in by the tide. And sometimes they get attacked by something and it makes them sick, so they get washed back. And when we were down there, Florida had just had a big storm, so they had a couple baby turtles that had been washed back from the storm. It was really neat. They're really cool animals. So anyway, along with the protection from their shells, sea turtles have other defenses from predators, like sharks and killer whales. They can swim quickly to escape danger, and they also use camouflage. So they usually eat, varying between the species they eat, plants, animals, or both. Their beaks help them eat food such as jellyfish, crabs, shrimp, and algae. Turtles live on every continent except Antarctica because it's too cold there. They migrate, which we know means moving from place to place, hundreds of miles to feed and to nest. All turtles nest or lay eggs on beaches. Female turtles also return to the same place they were born to lay their eggs. Unfortunately, 6 of the 7 sea turtle species are on the endangered list. That means that they're in danger of dying out and never being able to come back. So it's important that we keep where they nest safe and we protect them. And here's a video. So this is a loggerhead turtle. In theory. Do you see how its legs are shaped to make it easier to swim, faster to swim? And you see how its neck and the shell, if you look at a turtle that's usually on land, the shell is much further out over the neck so that they can pull their head in. Okay? That turtle looks like the one in Finding Nemo, actually. Dude. Turtles are so neat. See the barnacles growing on it? It's a chill turtle. Dude. So they're pretty neat. See how they flap kind of like birds flap? It's awesome. Alright. So that was a turtle. Okay, so next, especially for you, Miss Faith Ann, is crabs. Can you believe there are about 4,500 species of crabs? There are many different kinds of crabs that live all over the world. Crabs are crustaceans. That means they have a thick shell or carapace, which is called an exoskeleton. They have 5 pairs of legs, including their pair of sharp claws called pinchers. They use their legs to walk sideways. Crabs also have 2 antennae and 2 eyes on stalks that stick out of their head. Crabs can be very small or very large. The pea-cat crab is the smallest crab at less than half an inch in length. Japanese spider crab is the largest and can be about 13 feet. 13 feet from claw to claw. That is a big crab. You would need a very big pot to cook that crab. I wonder if it'd even be tasty because it's so big. Crabs are found all around the world. Although most are marine crabs that live in the ocean or fresh water, some are terrestrial crabs, which means they live on land. All female crabs go to the ocean to release their eggs, though. Crabs communicate by waving and drumming their pincers. Most work together in groups to protect their families and to get food. Some crabs dig holes in sand or mud to stay safe from predators. Their eyes also help them stay safe because they stick out of their heads. They are able to see everything around them. They eat both plants and animals, things like algae, mollusks, worms, and small crustaceans. Yeah, they're pretty cool. And they're tasty. What? Crabs are tasty. So here's a little crab running away from a human who's trying to videotape it. The music, though, my goodness, the music. Anna, go do your work. Look at him running. Now, think about, that's a little, think about that Japanese crab. It's at 13 feet from pincer to pincer. So, oh, there's one of our crabs that we eat here in Florida, or in Maryland, whatever. So, from this pincer to this pincer, that, look at those cute little ones. The Japanese crab is 13 feet across. So look how little these guys are, digging their little crab houses. And then imagine how big that Japanese crab would have to be. Okay, some of those crabs look like spiders, and it's kind of creeping me out. It's a lot of crabs. Look at all those little crab houses. Yeah, that's a lot of crabs. And they look like spiders. So it's kind of grossing me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. All right. So next up is jellyfish. Jellyfish are getting into that squishy range. So the further deep, the more deep you go in the ocean, the different the jellyfish are going to look. Okay, they're going to have different features. They're going to have, different adaptations. So although jellyfish contains the word fish, they're not really fish. They come in all shapes and sizes. They have a bell or umbrella shaped body. It's made of the jelly, which is called mesogelia, and 2 layers of skin. The size of a jellyfish bell can range in different species from about a half an inch wide to almost 7 feet. 7 feet wide. Inside their body, they have an opening that's their mouth. From their umbrella hangs long tentacles. Jellyfish do not have a brain and are made of more than 90% water. Jellyfish come in all colors. Some jellyfish can be difficult to see because they're transparent or translucent. So like this one right here, you can see through it. Okay. So jellyfish live in all oceans, both in open water and along the coastline. They can be found from deep down near the ocean floor to the top of the surface of the water. Jellyfish live in groups called a bloom or swarm. That group can have over 100,000 jellyfish. You don't want to go swimming in that. Jellyfish have poison in their tentacles. They can use their tentacles to sting. These toxic tentacles help them scare away predators and help them to stun their prey before they eat them. Species of jellyfish have stings that can range from harmless to deadly. There's a couple jellyfish off the coast of Australia and Japan that are very, very tiny, but very, very deadly. Jellyfish have poison in their tentacles. They can use their tentacles to sting. These toxic tentacles help them scare away predators and help them to stun their prey before they eat them. Species of jellyfish have stings that can range from harmless to deadly. Jellyfish eat foods like plankton, fish, eggs, crustacean, and small fish. Jellyfish produce and grow very quickly. They also have few predators and instead are predators to many ocean animals. Because of this, the jellyfish population is growing as their predators like sea turtles are becoming extinct. So here's a cool video of some jellies, if it works. There's a pink one. See how it has this bell shape here? Of course there's an ad, because why wouldn't there be an ad? So you see how it's moving? It's like it makes its bell kind of expand and contract to swim. And these tentacles down here are poisonous. And so what happens is it stuns the fish or other critters, and they get tangled up in here, and then it brings it to its mouth. So see this guy, this one's translucent. See all the little arcs of bell. Being stung by a jellyfish is extremely unpleasant. I've been stung before. It hurts. I'm not gonna lie. All right, next up we have an octopus. Okay. What is happening here? All right, so next up we have the octopus. So octopuses are one of the smartest critters in their oceans. So when you look at an octopus, you see its round body with large eyes and 8 long arms. Along its arms are 2 rows of suckers. If an octopus loses an arm, it's able to regenerate a new one. At the center of the arms is its mouth. It's an invertebrate, which means it has no bones in its body. It's squishy, just like a jellyfish. So an octopus has many defenses against predators. Since it has no bones, it can squeeze through very small cracks to escape quickly. An octopus can shoot a black inky fluid at predators. It makes it difficult for them to see and confuses them so they can swim away. Um, then it's able to use its arms and quickly propel away from danger. Octopus can also change colors to camouflage with its surroundings. There's a octopus they found recently called a mimic octopus that they didn't even think really existed because it's so good at mimicking other animals that researchers kept mistaking it for different animals. It does a really good impression of a lionfish, of a flounder, of seaweed. It even sometimes looks like a seahorse. It's amazing. It is an amazing critter. They also, octopus are really smart. They can open jars. They can squeeze through things. They can escape their pens and aquariums, which they've been known to do. So if you saw Finding Dory and that octopus that's in there who keeps escaping, that actually really is like they can do that. Octopus are really cool. So when hunting, an octopus can tuck its arms into its body and walk sneakily across the ocean floor. Then it uses its arms to grab its prey and pull the prey into its mouth. They use their hard beaks to eat crustaceans like shrimp, crab, and lobster. There are 300 species of octopus that live all over the world, usually near the coastline. Most octopuses spend their time along the bottom of the ocean floor. Octopus live alone. They use their strong arms to build dens using rocks and shells. They change their dens at least every month. An octopus only leaves its den to find food and to reproduce. They are so cool. So here's a video. This is sea anemone. I'm sorry, these videos aren't working. There he is. So, this is a really big octopus. Here's his head and his tentacles. Do you see how he's swimming? Using his tentacles to kind of guide him through the water. There's his gills. See how squishy he looks? And he has himself all flattened out, so he looks kind of like a stingray, which is pretty cool. There's his suckers. See if we can. Look at that. Now this one is an ad. I understand what's going on with my internet. I just want to show you some examples of how neat they can look. There's one. In here is its mouth. Look how little they are. They cute? Dumbo octopus. It's got ears. I know. It looks like the guy that goes, I inked myself. Ooh, look how. Oh, that's the mimic one. Look. Yeah, they're pretty neat. Magic. All right, my friends. So that is just some of our critters of the sunlight zone. So we're going to talk about next week. We're going to talk more about the coral reef and what we can find there and why it's important for the environment. So have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you on Monday.